what's your name and how long you've been teaching? Like, give me a little bit about your background, Igor.
Yeah, so my name is Igor. I'm 32 years old.
Just been checking.
I opened up in that martial arts about 13 months ago.
Yeah,
Before that, I was a personal trainer. I've done personal training for about 12 years.
nice.
So yeah, I've not been teaching like martial arts for long.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that you're kind of like you have quite an interesting history. Like you moved over from Portugal, right? When you were 14.
I was 17. Yeah,
Okay.
I moved from Port, so I was 17 when I moved to England.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, I come just looking for opportunity really.
nice. That's cool.
Um,
Yeah, it's cool. Okay, cool. So how's your when like let's talk about like your gym before you started like working with us. Where were you at when you kind of because I think you were probably about 5 months in when we started working together, right? It was
I
something like
think
that.
not even. Yeah, I think
Right,
not
okay.
even. It was pretty much right at the beginning. I don't
Yeah.
recall when, but probably like 3 months in. I'm not too sure. 3 months in. But well, I've just started. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. Um, and obviously, I was already coming to train with you, and I just looked at Escapology. Everything was amazing. Everything about it
Yeah.
was like just the best gym I've ever been to. The best coaching, the best environment, the best experience. It was so well organized. And I just thought, man, I wish I could do something like this.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, whenever you had like a training, I just jumped on it straight away because obviously I'm like, well, you clearly know what you're doing because this is the best gym I've ever been to. So, whenever you had a training, I just jumped on it, and it was always very valuable. I always learned quite a lot.
Yeah.
So, when the opportunity came where you started doing the bullpen, I was like, I'm in. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm in. Of course, I'm in. Like, why would I not? Why would I not jump in?
Yeah, I think
Um,
you were around about 50 because you have like full-time facility, right? You've got your own space,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
think you had around about it's what 1,200 square feet? Is it or is it small? It's about 70,
90,
70.
90 square meters
Oh man, it's massive.
overall, just under. It's
Yeah.
tiny.
I think you had around about 50 odd students when you started, right? And you were just very
Maybe
much
not.
kind of winging
Yeah, maybe not even really. Yeah, because
it.
obviously I just opened. I didn't really know what I
Yeah.
was doing. I just kind of, never done it before.
Yeah.
I just kind of went with it. So it was just so important. Yeah, like from the get go. The whole process we go through where
Yeah.
you just start and you evaluate everything. Like price points, membership, schedule. That was just so important for me because I didn't know any of that. You know what I mean? Like marketing, sales, intro process, how to give people better trials, how to
Yeah.
keep people for longer. It was just amazing, really, from the
Yeah. So
beginning.
that was going to be one of my questions. Like, what was it like right at the start? Do you remember when you first started? What was it like? What was the experience like?
What before I was
No, like
with,
when you joined, kind of the moment that you
oh, it
kind of
was
went,
quite a lot. I realized, this is so much information.
yeah,
Like just going through so many things, like like expenses and memberships and having an ideal customer and just the schedule and changing price points. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah. I remember
it was so
we
many
spent
things. Yeah.
we spent a lot of time kind of working through your Facebook ads, I think, right at the start, like trying to get those nailed in, and you just had like no idea what you were doing,
No
and
idea.
it
Yeah,
was
no idea.
just like it was kind of cool. Like it was one of the things I've really enjoyed about kind of working with you is that I like we talk about something and you're like, right, I'm gonna go and do it. And then you just kind of like do it straight away. And it's like, okay, that worked somewhat. Let's improve on that process and kind of, see if we can do it a little bit better. And I feel like that right at the start, it was very much like that. Like we were trying to get you kind of stable with getting a consistent flow of people coming into your school. And you were doing like an amazing job of when you were on the phone, converting them into being members or trial classes and stuff like that. But yeah, it was getting that kind of consistency in it. And then it's like it's been nice to watch you kind of grow and like go through the different stages of like getting stable leads coming through. Okay, now we have this next problem of like we've got to introduce more classes or we need to increase our fees or like what do I do about this? I've got to get coaches on board and now we're talking about business structures and stuff like that. So yeah, I often find that the people when they start, it is a bit like drinking from a fire hose. We've got all these different areas and we have to like focus in on the thing that's going to make the biggest difference for you. So where are you at now? This is the other kind of cool
Oh,
thing. So where would you?
we over 160 members now,
Yeah,
and it's like now it's the momentum. We've got the momentum, and obviously now we've got all the systems. So we've got so many classes. We've got coaches. It just
yeah,
doesn't stop growing now. Obviously, we've got the ads, we've got the brand, we've got the social media. That's another thing that you helped me out.
yeah,
About having being on social media and having our ideal customer and the right videos and things like that. Now I think, it's just not going to stop. We're already looking for a bigger place because,
Yeah.
we just continue to grow now, which is great.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like I see that every time that we talk. It's I've got too many members. Like, how can I get into more classes and stuff? Because like I think when you started as well, you only had like 3 days a week that you were teaching, right? Was that correct?
4. Now it's 7 days a week.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Mornings
full
and
on.
evenings. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so what we're trying to work with you on now is trying to build up that infrastructure on the back end, taking you out of the kind of the coaching role a little bit and providing you some support so you're not having to work all of that time, which is kind of that's a good level. Like everybody I find in like when they're growing martial arts schools has the same thing. They have this thing where they're just driving all the time and like, really grinding away, trying to get people through the doors. And then they get to this kind of stability where they're doing a great job. Like they've got tons of students, consistent lead flow. They're able to sign people up really regularly. Classes are awesome. I think you said the other day that you've had like 2 kids leave ever or something ridiculous like that,
Yeah, yeah, they don't
which is
leave.
like,
They stay. All of the
yeah,
kids stay.
which
Adults
is,
is a little bit different, because it's just different.
yeah,
But the kids, they don't leave. They just stay. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And
Normally
that,
they
like,
just go on to train more, which is, they don't train less. They just train more. So.
yeah, I mean that's cool. That's like a really real good like testament to your coaching, right? If you're getting these people that are just coming in and not leaving, it's absolutely awesome. But yeah, now we're kind of at that point where we've got to think about you not doing all of the things, and like how can we provide, like how can we create, give you a little bit of time back, right? Like that's the same thing for every school I work with. It's like they go through and they got to get to stable student numbers, and then it's like, okay, how can we get our time back? What can we do to automate? Because I remember talking to you about automations as well and
I
the
just,
stuff with
Tom,
Zapier and
I just
stuff like
remember at the
that.
beginning, right? I didn't understand anything you were talking about. It used to just blow my mind. I used to go and I used to think, because I'm quite, like you said,
Yep,
I just follow the blueprint. I know
yep,
you're very good at what you do. I know you're very successful at what you do. So whatever you've asked me to do, I go and do it. But I just
yep,
couldn't get around it. I'm like, everything's so complicated. And I didn't understand it. I'd be on those bullpens and you guys were talking and I'm like, what are they on about? And like literally the last month or so, I'm like, it all starts to make sense
yeah,
now. I understand everything now. I'm like, it's all so much easier now. And
yeah,
yeah, it's just crazy because I would have not been here right now if it wasn't for, your support and the bullpen group. And because every time I encounter a problem, you've already had this problem
yeah,
and you've already come up with a solution for it. So
yep.
every time I encounter a problem, I just talk to you about it and you give me the solution and I go and fix it straight away. It's just, instead of taking me 10 years, I'm already within a year, I'm already about to go and get a gym 4 times the size because
Yep.
I do the work, but obviously, knowing what to do is so much easier. It makes it so
Yeah.
much easier.
I mean that's awesome to hear because I think that's the big difference between a lot of gym owners. It's two things, right? Some collect a lot of info. I guess it's like students as well, right? Some collect information, but then they never do anything with that information. And
That's
then
no
some
good.
people
Yeah.
some people are like the bull in the china shop where they're just doing a million different things, but they're not necessarily doing the right thing at the right time. And so with someone like you, it's great because you don't necessarily collect information. You get a job, you do the job, you come back, look for the next thing, next thing, next thing. But it's always like, what's the next bit that I can keep working? What can I next keep refining? Okay, what have I got to do next to get to the next point? And it's like from a coaching perspective of like helping gym owners and stuff, it's like the ideal client. Like how can I get more Igors who just like, I give you a bit of information, you go away and do it. You go, yeah, that worked really well. And then you come back and you're like, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I think
Let's
you
do the
just got to
next thing.
do, because a lot of things that I started doing, they weren't great straight away. I wasn't
Yeah.
great at them, but by starting to do it, and then obviously with your input, I just changed this, changed that, done that again, and then I can do it now, and then we go
Yeah.
from there. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. You have to just do it.
Yeah, yeah, no, very much so. Very much so. That's cool. So what would you say is like the best thing about like being within the bullpen? Like what is the thing that you find the most valuable?
Oh, I just that weekly the Wednesday call with everyone is great because every time I have a question or every time I have a problem, um again, it's you've already experienced it and you've already encountered a solution for it.
Yeah.
And you give me the solution straight away. And then I just need to go
Yeah.
and I just need to, do you know what I mean? And you give me the tools, and I just go and sort it out. And then obviously there's input from the other gym members as well. And a lot of the times I don't even have a problem,
Yeah.
but listening to other people's problems, I'm like, oh, that could be a problem for me. Let me sort that out before it is a problem.
Yeah.
Things like risk assessment, insurances, coach training, insurance for the coaches, problems with parents. Oh man, like just so many things. How to keep people for longer, and activities and community, and there's just so many important things that I would have not known. It could have potentially took me, I don't know, like 10 years, 20 years to figure out.
Yeah.
And obviously every Wednesday, like we're just talking about, marketing campaigns and emails and email lists. There's just so many great things that have obviously helped me grow so much that
Yeah.
I just wouldn't have known any of it. Do you know how long would it took me to learn all of it? Do you know, maybe in 10 years time I still wouldn't know everything that I already know, just by just by having your mentorship and being in the group.
Yeah, I think it definitely, that's the big thing that a lot of instructors miss. Like you can do this for yourself for sure, but it's much easier if you have someone kind of like just pointing you in the right direction or providing you with stuff, and then you can take it and make it your own. Like I don't necessarily want like a million, I don't want 100 different escapologies out there. I want like, your brand, Ignite, but to have the processes and the structure behind it, and you can do it in your own way. You can teach in the way that you want. You can, grow your school in the way that you want, but it's all supported on the rock solid foundations that allow you to grow, allow you to thrive, and kind of develop the school that you want to develop. That's really cool. So, what else do I say? Anything, or like, okay, would you recommend it to anybody who's thinking about
Oh,
kind of jumping on?
anyone. If you start in a gym, you need it.
Yeah,
And if you already have had a gym for a few years or maybe even 10 years, and you're not, it's not where it needs to be, like man, you need to jump in, because it's going to change your life. Everything's going to be so much better. You're going to have all the systems, the marketing systems, the marketing campaigns, the sales system, all the training you've got. I've done it multiple times. The intro process, how to give
yeah,
people a better trial and how to convert them straight away. Just all things that I maybe didn't do originally straight away. I wasn't very pushy, like after the trial. Oh, so do you want to stay? And then if you don't message them or ask them, they might just come back a month later. They might not come back. But now I'm
yeah.
like, okay, how'd you find it? Do you want to sign up? This is how you sign up. And I've convert so much more.
Yeah, that
Um,
kind of conversational way of converting people is so much easier, right? It's like, just, do you want to do the thing? Like, let's talk about it and let's make it happen, right? And
Yeah,
it's
just helps you with the timetable and the price list and the
yeah,
software and accounts and just every single thing that you're going to need, or do you know what I mean, to improve your academy,
yeah,
or every single challenge you might encounter in different levels of growth. Because obviously when I first joined, I had like 40 members, for example,
yeah.
and it's like, oh, okay, well,
It's
but now it's
different,
like,
right?
yeah, now I'm on my way to 200, and now I'm going to go get a bigger facility, and now I'm going to have more
Yeah,
coaches, and again, I have help with all of that. I have support with all of that. So I feel so much more confident in going into a bigger facility and having, different ideas, because I'm like, I can just ask you. I can just ask
yeah.
you and you'll help me, and the guys in the group will help me. And yeah, it's amazing. I just feel so much more confident in
Wicked.
going to the next step.
Nice. Is there a single kind of resource that I've created that you feel has like helped you more than anything else?
So many. Just the Skipology online, there's just all the, yeah, just all the courses, I mean, I try to make as many of the
Yeah,
trainings you do as I can.
yeah,
Sometimes I can't, but then you upload them, and then I'll just watch them. Like
yeah,
me, I have to do something quite a lot to get it. I don't get
yeah.
things straight away. So I just rewatch it. I might rewatch your video 10 times until I've got it, until I've figured it out. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like just the marketing, the Facebook ads, the intro, just like all of the stuff we do, like to see if your academy's profitable, and
yeah.
just how to train your staff. There's just so much. I can't really pin one thing, because I just find it all benefited me a lot, and
Yeah.
I've used a lot of the resources and still do, and I still go back through it and just rewatch it and stuff.
Nice.
So for me, especially because I started, I've just not
Yeah,
been doing it for long. It's all very helpful, like all the
cool.
resources. But yeah, all the courses, yeah, all the courses online that you've ever done, that's really helpful. And then yeah, just the weekly call. It's a bit of accountability as well. And just listening to other people, see how they growing. That's
Yeah,
always motivating, because no one that's on a group doesn't grow. You always hear it
yeah,
within a few months. Everyone's got more members. Everyone's happier. Everyone works less. Everyone makes more money.
yeah.
So that's quite motivating as well, to see that everyone's going in the right direction. You just want to be part of it. Why not
Nice.
be part of the winners team?
Yeah, right. Absolutely, absolutely. Cool. Anything else you'd like to add, Igor, before we finish?
Um, you just got to try it. Like, if you've just started an academy, or you're not very happy with your academy is,
So we're just going with just do it is the
yeah,
thing. Just do
you have,
it.
because if you don't, you're going to be in the same cycle. I've
Yeah.
always been that guy. I always jump, and sometimes I make the right jump, and sometimes I don't make the right jump.
Yeah.
But I just go for it. You know, I always invest. I always try, and I just go for it. And a lot of the times, you know, it's not worked out. But luckily, you know, this wasn't one of those times. You know, you and
Yeah.
Escapology and yeah, the bullpen really worked out for me. And I'm very grateful to have you as a mentor and to have you guys, because I know I'll definitely not be here, and I just know I'm going to continue to grow so much because you know I've got so much knowledge and so much support. So just you have to just do it, right? Because
Yeah.
otherwise, if you're tired of being in the same place, you've got to stop doing what you've always done, and maybe it's time to invest in like a mentor and in a group, a supportive community that are going to help you and they're going to help you, because
Yeah.
we all have a martial arts gym, right? So we're all in the same boat. We all like really relate to each other. So it's great to
Yeah.
be in that group. We relate to the same problems and we always want the same thing. So I think obviously your mentorship is great, but obviously being part of that community and that group on WhatsApp where you can just ask questions and then people just message you individually. You know, I know I can just literally talk to all these different gym owners now and
Yeah.
ask them for help. Yeah, it's amazing. It's great.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Igor, thank you very much for your time. Let's finish there. And I'll see you, well, I don't know when I'll see you next. Some point soon. I'll definitely see you on some point next week,
Yeah, awesome.
or
I'll
on
see you next
Wednesday
week,
for
Tom.
sure. All right, man. Thank you,
Amazing.
Igor. Talk to you
All
soon.
right.
Bye bye.